Okay, let's go.
Hi, you're on Wamathai.com. My name is Mark Kaigwa, and a friend of Wamathai.com, a friend of Wamathai, a friend of everyone, the interwebs. And we are celebrating 1 year of Q&A Mondays, and to commemorate that awesome milestone, I'm here talking to one of the men that makes Q&A Monday possible, and that's Robert Bobby Mwirigi on Twitter, but aka Robert Kunga. Yes, follow the man, follow Wamathai on Twitter, and I'm M Kaigwa. Follow if you please. So let's just dive right into it and just talk about what's happened. 52 weeks, 360 something odd days.
Yes.
It's from nothing to something. Just walk me through the history of Q&A Mondays.
Well, me and Wamathai were just chilling, by the way, and a lot of great ideas happened from guys just chilling and having the conversation. And we decided it would be interesting if we could show people a different side of some of the people that we know and follow on Twitter. And so we thought a series of interviews would be the easiest. Yeah, so we just started, we just came up with a set of, actually I think it was 15 questions to begin with, and then we cut it down to 10, and we thought, okay, let's ask people these questions and see what they think.
Cool, so what would you say were the challenges? So it's been a year, you obviously, right now it's probably it's one of the most consistent and one of the best read, you could say like weekly posts.
Yeah.
So what were the challenges in getting from nothing to this?
The challenge initially was buying, because I think we were the first people to do something like this. So when you're approaching someone and sending them an email, because it's actually an email questionnaire basically that people are filling in, a lot of people just were not buying into the idea. So we ended up having to start with me.
Hi, I'm Bobby, and I'm interviewing this week me.
So we actually had to first start with ourselves, and then our close friends around us, and then once people saw what the format was and how it was flowing, then it was easier to get people to buy into it and give us now the answers.
Yeah, I think in all honesty, so I must have been the third, but I know I got it on time, and I delayed with that email.
Yes.
More importantly, I read my answers, and let's just say you'd have to actually see them for yourself to know that it's whatever, very interesting perspective.
Yes.
But that said, you started with yourself, then Wamathai. Mtuamadeka Truth Slinger on Twitter, and then it sort of picked up steam. But what would you say was the tipping point? So the point you knew, from now it's smooth sailing. People are just gonna be emailing us. We're just gonna have 3 or 4 posts queued up. That's a month taken care of. What has it gotten to that point?
Yes, actually it did. The first time we saw a spike of that nature now was when we interviewed Ali Kansacho. I guess began to see that this might have something to it, because he gave us some very interesting answers and gave us a very interesting insight into the man behind the man behind the name. And where we feel it really took off, where what you're calling now the tipping point, would be when we interviewed Mark Kaigwa. Because what happened is that she actually retweeted our link, and then it just took off from there. We had some amazing hits on that interview.
That's the Honorable Mark Kaigwa for all of you international viewers. She's a Kenyan member of Parliament for Gishugu constituency. I hope I said that right. But so besides that, what are some other really big highlights for Q&A Mondays this past year?
Well,
myself excluded.
Yourself excluded. Yes. We interviewed. We managed to interview some people who were offline. We interviewed Stephen Dewart Partington. Stephen Dewart Partington, I think is the right name. He's not actually active on Twitter, but we extended an interview to him, and it was very interesting. Of course, you have Mark Kaigwa, and then we had surprisingly Ramsey. had very many hits. I didn't know he was that popular. I was quite surprised. Yeah. And one of the things we managed to do as the year was close to an end was we changed it up a bit and decided to...
The questions?
Not the questions. Actually, the person that you interviewed, because we decided, okay, we've been interviewing quite a number of people so far, let's see how we can make this a bit interesting. And we actually interviewed a brand, thought of a very cool brand, it's called Bonk, they make t-shirts. And they were behind it 100%, they also thought it was very interesting. So we interviewed the brand, we asked what the brand would think, what the brand's phone would be if it was a human person. Basically, we just told them to think, if the brand was a person, what would its first phone be? What 5 things would it want if it was stranded on an island? We got very interesting answers, and the hits and the comments also are testament to the fact that people found it interesting, and we think it worked.
Alright, cool. So is it, that said, and those being some of the highlights, what would you see is the future of Q&A Mondays for 2012 and beyond?
We are getting more people who are influential offline. That should be something that we're able to do right now, because we have a base to work with now. It's easier to get people to buy into it.
Then Bob Colimo?
We haven't done.
So
Bob Colimo, not yet. We're working on it.
And what would you say as far as media? Are you looking to expand the current way that Q&A Mondays operates?
Yes, Wamathai and I feel that one of the ways that we can add value to the experience of people finding out stuff about people they're interested in would be now to expand the media, like you said. So we are definitely looking at more video content and podcasts as well.
Okay, well I guess that's it for us here, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned and keep reading Wamathai.com. From me, Mark Kaigwa, and
Very good.
we're saying goodbye.